Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today in this video, I will be talking about what the Leafs should do this offseason. So after another disappointing loss in the first round, what do the Leafs do? They haven't advanced past the first round in 17 years and haven't won a Stanley Cup in another 53. So first, I'll be talking about Mitch Marner. Should they trade him? I don't think so. He is Matthews' best friend. He is like our number 2 player, whether you like to admit it or not. Did he have a bad playoffs? Yes. But should we trade him because of that? No. He was our leading scorer this year. It would leave a massive hole in our left wing, and it would piss off Matthews and everybody else on our team as well. It's just not a smart move. Now we're talking about Zach Hyman. Depends on what Hyman wants, because I'm hearing reports that he wants up to $6 million. No, I don't think he should be making $6 million. If you want $6 million, we should just release him. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, if it's like under 4.5, 4.5 or below, I should say, I'm perfectly happy signing him. Even like a little bit up, like 4.7, I'd be like, oh, that's a little bit of an overpayment, but I'm still okay with him. But if you want like $6 mil, let him walk. We don't have the cap, and we can go use that money that we would spend on Zach Hyman, the $6 million, to go get another player like a Mikael Granlund or somebody else. Now we'll be talking about Morgan Rielly. It really seems it's between Rielly and Hyman. If I were to choose to keep one, it'd be Rielly, because we have a stronger forward core than we do a defensive core. It sucked to lose both of them, but it seems like we're going to have to lose one of them. And I'd much rather, I wouldn't say much rather, but I'd rather it be Hyman. I know it sucks to say he's like such like an energy guy and is so awesome on this team, but I'd rather have a number 1 or number 2 defenseman than a top 6 winger. Now, goaltending. I wouldn't bring back Freddie, and I don't know what to do with Dave Riddick, because he's too good to be a third string, but he was quite shaky with the Leafs. But I feel our best option is to release Dave and Freddie, get Andy Ranta if he leaves Arizona, then run a tandem of Campbell and Ranta, because Ranta is already used to be splitting the net with Darcy Kemper, and I'm pretty sure Kemper started more games. So a tandem of Ranta and Campbell would be sick, because I think Campbell had the best save percentage in round 1 of the playoffs, best goals against average in round 1 of this playoffs. He statistically outperformed Price. So now we got expiring UFAs. I'll start off talking about Nick Foligno. Nick Foligno probably will not be back. Probably go back to Columbus. But if we can't keep him, I'd love to keep him. Especially if we're going to lose Hyman, Foligno would be perfect in that role as like a nice power forward, energizer, top 6 guy. Next up, we got Riley Nash. I'd also bring back because we didn't see enough of him. We only got a few games of him. Those were in the playoffs. I would sign him to a 1-year league minimum deal, and because he was out all last year with an injury, and if he doesn't work, he doesn't work. We let him walk in next year's free agency. This may be unpopular, but keep Wayne Simmonds. Keep him. He wasn't the best in the playoffs, but he adds so much grit and toughness and like veteran presence to this team, which this young core needs. Matthews is under 25. Marner is 25. I don't think a lot of people realize this. This Leafs team is still young. All of our stars, except for John Tavares, are under 30. Because you got Nylander, who I think is 26, 27. Marner, who's 25, 26. Matthews, who's 24, 25. Like, seriously, you guys are overreacting. We have Sandin and Liljegren coming up through the minors. They look to have great chemistry with one another. We need to be patient with this team. This team hasn't even hit its full potential yet. So having Wayne Simmonds here for a few more years, I think, maybe not a few more years, like 1 or 2 more years, would be great for this team. Next up, we got Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk, I'd say keep him. He was good in the playoffs when he had to step up for the Flyers. Wasn't great, but wasn't bad. He really had a vendetta against Montreal, and I enjoy watching him. I think we should keep him as a Leaf, and just like have him as like a scratch player, like an extra, or maybe a fourth or third liner. But I don't really see him being a NHL regular. Next up, we got Zach Bogosian. I don't think we should keep Bogosian. I say we give Sandin like a shot at being a full-time NHLer. Don't get me wrong, Bogosian was way better than I thought he was going to be this year. I thought he was going to be so bad. I thought he was going to be horrible in the decor. I thought he would just be a pair of fists, and he was a pair of fists. I don't even think he fought this year. He was good defensively, though. I will give him that. But I feel like if we really want to hit this team's full potential, Sandin has to play next year. So I'll also package this in with Dermott. I don't see Dermott being a Leaf next year. Whether he got traded, we let him walk, or got picked in the expansion draft, Dermott will not be with the Leafs next year. So we will have a bottom pairing, or at least I think we should have a bottom pairing of Sandin and Liljegren. Ben Hutton, I don't really know what to do with him. I only saw him play once, so if we keep him, we keep him, and if we don't, then we don't. So now I'll just throw all the Marlies in together. I say keep everybody except for Marincin. I hate Marincin. Most Leafs fans hate Marincin. Marincin, I don't even want to be in the ECHL for the Newfoundland Growlers next year. I don't want him in the Leafs organization. Get rid of him. Joe Thornton, don't bring him back. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Joe Thornton. This just won't be where he will play, because we got Nick Robertson next year as well. Nick Patan is capable in the NHL. Kenny Agostino is capable in the NHL. Nason, if we keep him, is capable in the NHL. We have so many depth forwards that a guy like Joe Thornton, who, like, if we're honest, barely can skate, is not needed. I'd rather have Nick Robertson as a full-time NHLer than Joe Thornton being on the Leafs. Jason Spezza, this is an actual no-brainer. I don't even have to think about this. Bring Spezza back. No questions asked. Give him like $1 million. He was excellent for us in the playoffs. Besides Nylander, he was the best forward on this team. And he was better than Marner and Matthews. A fourth line 38-year-old was better than our 2 stars this playoffs. Let that sink in. But we should bring Spezza back, no question about it. So now I'll be going over possible trade candidates. So guys, it's quite self-explanatory. Guys that might be traded during the offseason. I should have wrote down Marner. I'm like 90% sure he won't get traded, and if he does, I will be upset. So number 1, Kerfoot. He's not a Leaf next year. Riley, this one is, in my opinion, not too probable, but there is a chance that it will happen. Like Riley maybe like a 3rd round pick. I don't know. Like, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I don't have this written down. Riley is 2nd, 3rd round pick for Seth Jones, maybe, because he said he's not re-signing in Columbus. But I feel like it's more likely for Seth Jones to go to a team like Edmonton. But yeah, and then we got Semyon Arganchuntsev, I think is how you say his name. The reason why I have him written down is because the Leafs are a contending team, and it wouldn't surprise me if they moved on from Arganchuntsev to go get another forward or maybe another defenseman. I have Joseph Woll, because we have great goalie depth in the minors. Like, he is our 4th string, I want to say, if we don't bring back Hutchinson, which won't surprise me if we don't. But if we, he's our 3rd string if we don't bring back Hutchinson, and he's our 4th string if we keep Hutchinson. I feel like we might trade him and then let Ian Scott ride as our fourth string. And then Topi Niemlia, he is our best defensive prospect besides Sandine and Lilligren, so he should have said third best. And then Dermott, because Dermott is an RFA, so maybe we'll trade him at the draft or something. I don't know if the draft comes before or after the expansion draft, because if it goes after the expansion draft, I doubt Dermott will be on the Leafs. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Press like if you liked it. Press subscribe if you really liked it. Share with all your friends. And just know the Leafs are a joke.